Welcome back to Finnegan's Farm, welcome back to our YouTube channel, and welcome back to our Workshop Wednesday. My name is Paul, and this is our team.
Hi, I'm Sean Keogh, and I'm the apprentice mechanic.
Hi, I'm Mick, and I'm the mechanic.
Hello, I'm Marco, I love to weld. This is Bruce, this is Blake, them is two best students.
There, Kaylem Russell, who's down the Waterford there, he's learning his trade down there.
Hello, I'm Conor, and I'm the one that has to make these guys look good.
Don't forget to like, subscribe to the videos, and comment what you want. Just put it in the comments list and we'll get back. So in for repair today, we have the 7810, the Auto Power. We have the Kubota mower, just a quick update on that. We also have a Maschio Grubber there, just doing a few jobs on it as well. 7810 is in for the rims to get resprayed. Marco was on the conveyor belt, and we have rims there on the Optum as well that we want to freshen up. So we head over to the 7810 first. That'd be jazz. Look at his Kaylem Russell, huh? All the way from Waterford.
Great to be back. So it is.
Well, how'd you get on?
Actually, not too bad. So it was grand. Nice to get away for the winter months too. Nice warm class. And
are you back? What's your stint now? How long are you back for now?
So phase 3 is 6 months at least.
6 months at least.
Hopefully then, I think November will be the earliest I could be going back.
Right. So college going good?
What you say? Yeah, it's going.
You learn one or two things, are you?
I should learn a good few wee bits in it too, so it's not too bad.
Right, we're on the 7810 today. Potentiometer on the front suspension. We brought it in there yesterday. What was the issues there?
Well, the front suspension was dropped down, and I was like that for a good while now too. And we had a look. Our arm had broke off on one end, and even down inside in the axle too. It was only barely held on. As soon as I went to take it out, it just broke inside in it. And the actual potentiometer, because it hadn't moved, and I don't know how long, was also broke too. So we had to replace that.
Well, that tractor would have been in probably. It was in the destoners last year. We reckon that maybe the clay and that getting built up around it might have caused an issue there. There was a little bit of clay packed in there. You wouldn't see it unless you actually took the front out of it.
There was a good bit in it
but
too.
It hasn't done much over the winter months, so now's the time to do it. So we have a new one.
Yeah, we have a new one.
And we test the old one from the new one. What was the?
Well, it just wasn't varying the output. That's all the potentiometer does. It just varies the output of the voltage, give a signal to an ECU for the height. So say I could read, I'm not too sure now, but imagine say I could read 4 volts there, and across here I could read 8 or 10,
volts, whatever. Yeah. And we got to bring new rod as well, a new linkage into
right,
there.
No point in fitting, trying to make up another thing like that. It'd be well off for a new part.
Okay, so you'll fit that, and that'll be it. Good man.
Front suspension, and be laughing.
Yeah. Let's see, is the front suspension working now, Kaylem?
I'll be now bottling it now.
First job back there, well, no pressure, no pressure.
Hey!
Really got hard to start there. Probably laying up.
That's
see
it
front
now.
suspension starting to lift up there now.
Bit of job satisfaction for you.
At least he's learning something anyway. So with Sean here, we have a service kit for the 7810. Just talk us through that, Sean.
So on the Auto Power ones, you have hydraulic and transmission for this tractor. So 2 of them filters go in underneath beside the right wheel there. Standard enough oil filter, direct line fuel filter, and then this fuel filter here is a good glass filter you'd see just commonly on the side of the block there. So
we'll get the service done. We also have new speakers into it, and the comfort creature's like a good radio there. I see Bluetooth heading into her, is that right?
Yeah, Bluetooth going into her. So you have to keep the lads happy, you know, when they're driving the old ladies, as we like to call them.
Well, I think Colin's going to be driving this one. Well, he might be driving it this year, so I said an old radio to him, but anyway, we said we behind you and into it anyway, because we like to keep the lads happy there. Keep a good radio, bit of sound on it, and so everyone is happy, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So back with the Kubota mower, as you can see, we have the head on it, and we've a new radiator into it. We got the radiator there. I brought it to Kilcock Radiators, and Mick kindly sponsored the radiator there for doing it. As you can see, we have the old radiator here, and it was completely clogged. So he put a complete new core into it, took the top and bottom, but hit back together, and we've the radiator back in it. So I'd like to thank Mick and Kilcock, because in fairness to them, they have a great setup there for doing any sorts of radiators, and we bring all our you know, if we have a problem with a radiator, we just bring it over there. So cheers for that. So Mick, if you want to just talk us through exactly what you've done here to the head there, the few bits.
Yeah, okay. When we got a new head, we lapped in the valves. I think you have a video of that, Carl, haven't you?
Yeah.
When we ground the valves in, then fitted the head, torqued the head, torque the injectors, set the valve clearances, and all gaskets and manifolds.
Right, so I suppose there's only one thing left at this stage, and it's the starter, isn't it?
Fire it up.
Fire it up. So we've Sean here in cab, and we're going to see the moment of truth now, whether the Kubota decides to start, because they hadn't been starting before this. He probably nearly forgets now how to start at this stage. We stand away here from the back of the exhaust there. Little bit of heat there. But as you can see, the first tip now, away it goes. Whereas before this, it wouldn't do that. It only started when it get hot, so he's after turning it off. But yeah, it's on the button there. We also have a water pump that we're not just that quite happy with, so we're not.
When it heats up and the cooling system pressurises, we're getting a leak from a drain hole. I don't think you can see it with the camera, it's buried up in there. When the system pressurises, it's pissing water out.
Yeah.
But you'll get that sometimes the yolks are drained down left for a while.
Yeah.
So we tried it a few times, let it cool down, heat it up, let it cool down, it's not sealing, so it's not worth the risk of letting it out.
Yeah, so we're going to one of the lads blowing FGS there, where we actually got the demonstration of the Kubota mower. They have a water pump down there. We're going to pick it up and put it in, because at this stage it's really all that's left in the puzzle there. So as we said, we brought it in, it wouldn't start. New starter, new battery, new starter, which led to the new head, because the head was cracked. As the head was cracked as a result of probably the cooling system not being right, and it maybe went low on coolant, or maybe the radiator was stuffed over time, and that's really all that happened. So at this stage, I think it's ready for water pump and bonnet on, and we'll head back to the field then, and
hopefully.
Hopefully anyway. Okay. We'll head over to Tom here, to the Maschio Grubber there. Few little modifications,
yeah,
Tom?
just tiny little things. We were having these tips, and these go on the end of the legs. We're having them in this box. It's only plastic. It's not ideal. So Marco welded these bolts on, and basically all they're going to do is just sit down on there like that.
Yeah,
they've just been painted, so I won't do it, but they'll just sit on there nicely. You have 5 each side, 10 total.
Yeah.
Perfect job.
So there's only 7 legs on it, but we'll have 5 each side. It's just a tip carrier to hold them. As Tom says, we had them in the box. They're quite bulky and heavy, and we just have the box then for bolts, because we need shear bolts and roll pins and things like that.
Spanners and things like that. Yeah.
But just leaves it that, we're not carrying them in the cab. They're always with the machine. There's not a whole lot of places to put a toolbox on the machine, because it's so kind of compact. So we just said we'd leave these 2 bars here. Simple enough, drop them down, just run down your nut on them there. No spanners required to take them off. Just leaves everything very simple. And then you always know then that you have a set of tips visually then that, if you need to set there, we can order them up and have them. So we have an elevator in there from the Packhouse. As you can see, we're going to fit a new belt on it.
Yeah, new belt.
New sides here for, we put a complete new set of bearings here on the end there. So look, these are they're running in dusty conditions. Some of them are running in slightly wet conditions, and we find that every couple of years we're going to have to change them. So we just said we take this one out. We can take one at a time as we go along. Just show us, Mark, with the belt there and the way it's done with the guide on it there.
Yeah, side guides.
So some belts come with no guides. These we have guides on them for keeping them straight, because they can run off track, can't they?
Yeah, it's long belt, be not so much, it have room to play, so it's set completely on the shaft, can't move.
It can't really move. And nothing goes to waste here. Blake was lying on the old belt, nice and comfortable there, aren't you? And Bruce was actually up on the seat of the 710 earlier, so 2 guys are happy out there. So we're with Stephen. We have the wheels here off the Steyr. Now, these were the original wheels for this, are now actually on the Optum. We just changed them around for tyre size and that. As you can see, this one was in the Rohaver last year, and with the stones and that in the beds, it sometimes sits into the rims, and it kind of, look, they're all just getting a little battled there from the stones, and they're getting a little bit rusty. So what are you at, Stephen, here? You're doing a job on these, are you?
Sand them down with P60 sandpaper.
Yeah.
The higher the number, the smoother the finish.
Yeah, so then you go from a P40 is the rough one, and then we go a
P60.
You P60 on, and then what do you finish off with? P40, whatever. And it'll just smooth them down, and we'll bring it in next door to Conor, and we'll spray the rims up in it, but that'll clean that up then, and she'll look the business. So the 7, 8, 10, the wheels are done at there. Conor showed a great interest there on doing a little bit of respraying. So I said, here, bring it in there, sand it down. He took it in, he used the grain there to sand it down and sprayed them up. Now, as you can see, he's left the bolts there that they're didn't spray them. They're silver, aren't they?
No.
And they do not look a lot better, don't they?
I did look hard lot better.
Is there much preparation on wheels like that? Get rims, getting them ready?
There is, sure. You don't want yellow on your wheels and mask them up as good as you can. Like it takes a while, but
it takes a while just to sand it down, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of work involved, and now it's slow work, you know, because you probably had to sand that down 2 or 3 times to get it down to the finish. But as you can see, like, you know, for the first timer setting it up and spraying the wheels, fair play to them now, that they look the part, and they just with the bolts exposed like that, like the original bolts that's on it, it just looks as if it's more original than spraying everything on the rims. So that's a good job. So just with Mick here with the mysterious tractor, the last time we would have asked some of the enthusiasts if they actually knew which model it was. Some of you got it right, but some of you got it wrong. So we're after fitting our new starter here. We had issues with a starter, hadn't we, Mick?
The solenoid up top.
Yeah, so we fitted a new starter and new solenoid to it here. We just wanted to get the tractor mobile. We'll reveal as we go along which tractor it is, but I'm going to see where it'll start. Maybe with the sound of it now, you actually might know which tractor it is, because there is a sweet, sweet sound out of this. 1 second. We have ignition. Hopefully it'll start now after all this. Oh my God. Probably smoked the place over here for a while. But absolutely lovely roar out of this engine. At this stage you should all know which one it is. That's it for this week's Workshop Wednesday. Don't forget to subscribe. If you have an old comment there, put in the comments this, we'll get back to you there, and we'll see you all next Wednesday.